Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you an OP level 20 build guide for Minthara in Baldur's Gate 3. This is actually very crazy and I'm going to show you this. We're going to start off here just as the Paladin, which gives us the regular abilities, the Lay Hands and Divine Sense. We're going to go with Oath of Vengeance, which gives us the Inquisitor's Might, can daze targets, which lets us set up a whole person a lot easier. And we also get the Oath of Vengeance tenants there. Now for our ability scores, I think the best one to go with would be something like this, so 16 charisma, 14 constitution, 10 dexterity, and 16 strength. Alternatively, if you wanted to wear medium armor, we could take points out of strength and put them into our dexterity instead, which then we can go with the 16 dex there. This will give us better armor class as well as better initiative too. Now we're going to stay with the Paladin for just 2 levels here, and I'll be showing you how to do this full build here, as well as what items to use and a bit of combat. At level 2, we get Divine Smite. This is the biggest benefit of this class. We're going to roll with that there. This gives us the ability to do extra divine damage on that. We're also going to choose a fighting style. Now, there's a couple good ones. Dueling if we want to use a sword and shield. Defense otherwise, because the +1 armor class is extremely useful. And for the prepared spells, I like to have command. This is a really effective spell to have. We also got ourselves different smites, so we could take those. And then also something like Bless or Cure Wounds. The last spell doesn't really matter a whole lot. We just really want command and the smites for like sometimes you can use them. Now, actually the best way to actually continue from here is to add in the fighter and the warlock. Now, warlock fits kind of thematic-ish for this, but we're just going to go with the fighter here now. So this gives us another fighting style, which we can go with like dueling or great weapon master or great weapon fighting, depending on if we're using a 2-handed weapon or a 1-handed. I'm going to go with this here because this gives us additional 2 damage on our attacks. I'm going to be using a spear here, although I'll give a bunch of other weapons that you could potentially use. Level 2 gives us action surge, big power spike. Level 3 gives us our subclass, and for some reason this was popping up. Alternatively, you can start as a fighter to get constitution saving throw proficiency. That's probably the best way to go about doing this. There we go. So taking the Eldridge Knight will actually be our best decision here. The Battlemaster does have some nice abilities, like gives you Riposte, which gives you a reaction attack. But the Eldritch Knight gives us spells and spell slots, which we can use to fuel our Divine Smites. So with this, if you got Mr. Spells mod, Booming Blade and Green Flame Blade are good ones to go with for this, but Bone Chill is also nice. I'm going to go with Booming Blade and that. And for the spells here, Shield is extremely useful to increase your armor class by 5. Magic Missile can also be nice because you can use this to be able to deal consistent or guaranteed damage if there's a few targets that have a low amount of health. And we get to choose an expanded spell as well. So there's some fun ones like Fog Cloud. Find Familiar can also be somewhat useful for the Raven, especially early on in the game. And then we also got like Mr. Spells of Frost Fingers is always a good choice. Thunderwave is also nice too, but we get that from the regular spell list there. And Long Strider, increasing movement speed by 3 is actually really effective. So at level 4 fighter here, we get ourselves another choice in spell. Thunderwave is actually nice because of the pushback, although this does use our intelligence modifier, so there is a little bit of a downside to that because we're not going to have a very high intelligence unless you use the Circlet of Intelligence. So if you got Mr. Spells, Absorbed Elements is nice because we'll take half damage of the next spell, and then you can use that to fuel another attack. And for the feed, I think it's best to boost up our charisma up to 18. Since we're going to add in the Warlock, we can use charisma for our attack rolls. Now at level 5, we get ourselves the extra attack. Big power spike because now we can smite twice per turn. At level 6, we further get more spells. We get another ability score improvement here to take up charisma to 20. And alternatively, if you're doing this early in the game, you can just boost up your strength until you get that effect. At level 7, we get the War Magic, allowing you to do a cantrip as well as an attack. And we get ourselves level 2 spells here, with things like Darkness being extremely effective. Now, I do have a weapon that gives us the ability to cast Darkness, so if you're going to use this, you don't really need that. And the problem is a lot of these spells will use intelligence for their spell casting, so you got some tough decisions to make here. So that's why I think it's best to go with spells that aren't going to use our spell save DC as much. But even like something like Shatter, if you go against an inorganic material, it has disadvantage on the saving throw on that spell. Arcane Lock can also be kind of nice. There's a few actually moments in the game where this is very effective. So yeah, I think that even going like a Mental Barrier can be pretty decent, given resistance to psychic damage can be pretty useful at a certain point in the game. That's from Mistress Spells there. Since we're not going to use spell casting too much, our spell slots exist purely to do our Divine Smites. We also get ourselves an expanded spell from here as well, so we got some great choices, but I think that Misty Step is one of the better ones. You can get it from the Warlock spell list as well. Hold Person is also nice, we can get it from the Warlock, but we're going to go with this here. Just Misty Step is really effective to have. And we got ourselves an ability score improvement or the alert feed for the +5 to initiative. And we can also, if you wanted to, go with like Savage Attacker to reroll damage die, which is actually really effective because it'll reroll our Divine Smites as well. At level 9, we can reroll our saving throws if we ever fail one. Really good effect. At level 10, we get ourselves the Eldritch Strike. Whenever you hit a weapon attack, it'll have disadvantage on its next saving throw against the spell you cast for the end of your next turn. This is where the Band of the Mystic Scoundrel can come in big time, because then we can cast Hold Person and have it land perfectly. Now for our cantrip, Mage Hand and Minor Illusion work very well. Mage Hand because you can use this to throw things. And then for our next leveled spell, again, there's nothing here that's like dire for us to get. Thunderwave, I guess you could grow with just because it can potentially knock someone off a cliff with it. And then level 11, this is where we get the extra attack. This is what we were going for. And then we get to choose another spell from this list here. Again, there's nothing major that we do need to get. So personal preference at this point, our spells are going strictly to our Divine Smites. Now we're going to mix into the Warlock. And this is where we're going to take the, we're going to go with the Fiend. You could also go, if you got like the Hex Blade, you can go with that, but it's not released as a patch. Patch 8 isn't out yet. But the Fiend is really nice because it gives us the ability to get ourselves temporary health. And we also get Eldritch Blast, which is really nice, and they can do 4 beams. And I'd recommend take a Minor Illusion as well. Now for our spells, Armor of Agathis is really effective. And these are all going to use Charisma, so that makes it a lot better. So we can start to take some spells that are going to be a bit more effective, like Frost Fingers there. Arms Vidar works nice too. But Frost Fingers are good because we can set up ice surfaces if we ever need to. At level 2, we get our Eldritch Invocations, which I would recommend going with the Agonizing Blast and Repelling Blast. This gives a pushback to Eldritch Blast and adds Charisma modifier. Now, Devil's Sight works nice too because you can see in Magical Darkness, but so does this staff. The staff lets you do that as well, so that's where we're getting that from. And we get to choose another spell, so Burning Hands can be decent, or really whatever preference you got there. Again, Smites is our big one. At level 3, we get ourselves the Packed Boon, and we're going to go Pact to the Blade. This, at level 5, will give us 4 attacks, which is actually kind of crazy. And then we get ourselves another spell, and we're going to go with Hold Person there, which is really effective, because then we can also bonus action Hold Person. It's crazy what this build can do. We're going to choose another cantrip, go with Friends. We get to choose another spell here. Mirror Image can increase your armor class by 9, is really effective, and you can use your normal spell slots for that. Scorching Ray is also pretty effective. And we can go within a Constitution or Dexterity increase. Alert also works really nice here. So you can go with that for the +5 to initiative to make sure you do go first. And even the Tough Feat gives you plus 40 health because it's level 20, so 2 for every level. 40 health can be very big. It's another resource to burn through. But at level 5 here, this is when we get ourselves that extra attack. So big power spike. And then we also get Hunger of Vidar and another Eldritch Invocation, which normally you'd want to take like the Devil's Sight. I would take that even if you're not using the Sharp Spear of the Evening. I would go with that. If you have a mod that adds Eldritch Smite, that can be really crazy too. And if you wanted to, like, there's a bunch of other mods like Eldritch Spear, which gives you a increased range for your Eldritch Blast, which is really nice. So there's a lot of cool ones if you got mods. At level 19 here, we get ourselves subclass feature Dark One's Own Luck, adding a 1d10 to an ability check. You can, however, go back to Paladin because the Paladin does have some nice things, but continuing on with the Warlock also gives us some more spells like Fireball and Counterspell. So you do get some nice options there if you ever want to drop a Fireball. Again, Smites are going to be our biggest benefit to go for, so I would recommend sticking with that. Now, for our gear, we're going with the Birthright Hat for a +2 to Charisma. Although if you got the Helmet of Arcane Acuity, that is another really good option because that'll give us the ability to attack and stack up spell save DC, which is really effective. So we can go that route if you'd want to, but we also got ourselves the Cloak of Protection there for +1 armor class, Armor Persistence to reduce all incoming damage. This is really the best armor that you can find. Splint Mail armor early game if you got it. Armor of Agility can also work really nice because we have a decent dexterity that also set our armor class to 27. Armor Persistence just gives us some more benefits as well. But we're also going with the Gloves of the Beleaguered Skies here because whenever we do radiant damage, we can apply 2 stacks of reverberation on the target, which will just knock them prone. Very effective. Evasive Shoes for better armor class. And then Sharp Spear of the Evening for being able to hide out in darkness. This kind of fits thematic as Minthara is from the Underdark. Also got Shield +1, but if you have Viconia's Walking Fortress, this works well here. And also the Dead Shot to give us increased critical hit chance. Ring of Protection for the +1 armor class. The Amulet of Greater Health to set our Constitution to 23. And the Killer Sweetheart. However, we can also go with the Band of the Mystic Scoundrel. So with the Band of the Mystic Scoundrel, you can cast Illusion or Enchantment spells as a bonus action. And why is that good? Because we actually got some very strong ones. We got ourselves Hold Person as a bonus action. We got ourselves Command as a bonus action. So you can see there, it's pretty good. We do have level 1, level 2, and level 3 spells. Not a crazy amount, but it's enough because we're mostly going to be using this for our smites. Now we also got ourselves two ways to bind our weapon. There's the bind pact weapon and the weapon bond. Bind pact weapon is going to let us use charisma for the damage rolls. I guess you can technically do both. This will make it so that when you throw your weapon, it'll return to your hand. And we got ourselves the spear, which is an actual throwing weapon, so that's pretty good because that'll at least give us the that gives us the ability to throw this if we wanted to. And we got darkness set up as well, so we got a lot of different options here, which I'll show off now in combat. So getting into a fight here, we got a lot of options at our disposal. Now we can also set up darkness and things like Hunger of Hadar, so that we got a good crowd control, so we can pop that down to start things off, which will get ourselves right into this fight. So this is good crowd control. Typically you're going to want to use this in instances where you can blind people and set up for more attacks. Now our big damage is our divine smite, so this will give us a big power spike. So we're just going to go ahead here and roll our first attack. So big bonk there for the attack. Yeah, just took them in one shot. Then we got ourselves another divine smite, so we can run around here and go ahead with another attack. Bonk. That didn't take them out, but that's fine, no need to worry. We can do that again. That didn't work, that's fine. We can also just attack again. I guess we'll go with maiming strike. I don't know why our normal attack isn't showing up there. So that attack took them out, and now we also got ourselves our fourth attack, so we can go with another blast. So boom, here's the bow attack. Improved extra attack lets us go again, and I'm not sure why we get to go again, but there we go. That, I guess it was our, yeah, burn through all of our resources there. Now we can move out of the Hunger of Hadar, and we also got ourselves action surge, so we can go ahead with that. We also got ourselves the Inquisitor's Might, so you could use that, could have used that to prepare ahead of time. But going with our yeah, I guess we don't have the ability to run in, but we can do 4 bow attacks, or we can do 4 Eldritch blasts, which could do a pushback. We'd also just drop darkness for us to hide out in, but we're stricken them with Eldritch Inertia. So what's crazy about that is once they get hit with that Eldritch Inertia, we can then use a bonus action spell. We do have Hunger of Hadar as our concentration right now, so the command spell would probably be the most optimal one to go with. But we'll just attack them a few times, and there we go. We use up our actions, and we just make them come command approach. I guess we'll go with a level 2 version of that, so we can hit 99 and 98% hit chance. Oh, I missed. There's one right there, and we landed both of those. So yeah, that was a very effective first turn. So they're just going to do our bidding, getting us nice and close, so we can just divine smite them. And this is the only one that's not. I guess there's one more that's not controlled. But we can also just charm them if you got the Lith ability. I don't know what happened there, but it knocked us back. Weird. We blocked it. But this is looking nice. This is a perfect... oh, we got hit with the Melf's Acid Arrow. That's fine. We can move out of the acid. And then, since we got ourselves the ability to cast Fireball, we can drop Fireball on them. That's an option. This will take out that... Oh, we'll just drop it right there. Boom. So that'll take out one of the targets. And then I guess we can go in for our Divine Smites to finish off the rest. That didn't hit him, but that's okay. We also got the Edge of Darkness weapon attack, which we can drop here, which will create darkness in this area so that we can just hide out in it there. And then I didn't need a Divine Smite him, I was just attacked there. And then we got ourselves a bow attack to hit this mage here, who's now stricken with Eldritch Inertia, so then we can literally just go ahead. We can do a command, or we can do a hold person, so that breaks our concentration on Eldritch Blast, but that's fine. If we didn't hit them with the hold person, we could have just stayed in our darkness there, and that would have been very, very nice. And I guess we can also apply Soul Brand to ourselves to give ourselves that extra movement speed so that we can get right close, and then go with our weapon attack here, which I don't know why I can't see it. So we can go with a throwing attack as well and throw our main hand weapon, which is also not appearing there for some reason. So I guess we'll just do a rush attack here. So this at least gives me one attack. Critical hit, wipes them out. Perfect. And there's one more target right there, so we'll run through this door and go ahead with a bow attack, because we can actually still hit them, so perfect. Struck in with Eldritch Inertia. We do use our bonus action on the soul branding, so we can't use it for another command, but yeah, they're stricken with the Eldritch Inertia, and we got our final weapon attack, which hopefully finish them off. Oh no, 10 damage. Oh no, we have one more attack, I lied. There we go. Boom. Finally. Yeah, that's crazy. As you can see, the fighter gives 3 attacks. The Paladin gives Divine Smite. The Warlock gives that extra attack and some more spell slots to burn through. Yes, we burn through our spell slots quickly. However, you do have cantrips like Booming Blade, which you can also use if you wanted to, and the ever-powerful Eldritch Blast. the world is your oyster with this build. You got a lot of things you can potentially do, and it's perfect for Minthara. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.